Sometimes you didn't break them. You just stopped carrying them. Let me start here. There's a pain that nobody prepares you for. It's not betrayal. It's not rejection. It's not even loss. But the moment you realize you have become the villain in someone else's healing story, and you know what the hardest part is? You didn't even know you were hurting them. And this is how the whole story gets rewritten. See, healing does something strange to people. It rewrites their history. Suddenly, you weren't supportive, you were controlling. You thought you were loyal, but now you're just codependent. You weren't patient, you were enabling. And now the same love you gave is being used as evidence against you. And that's when you start to learn. Sometimes people don't remember what you did. They remember who they needed you to stop being. And if I'm honest, that hurts because you weren't trying to hurt them. You were trying to love them the only way that you knew how. And when that happens, there's this quiet shift. Here's what's really happening. They start to heal and your role in their life begins to change, but no one announces it. There's no conversation. There's no warning, just distance. It's a different energy. The conversations are shorter and you start to feel it, but you can't really name what's happening because nothing technically happened. And that's the hardest part. You didn't lose them in a moment. You lost them in this slow emotional fade. And here's the unexpected truth. You're not actually grieving them. You're grieving the version of you they no longer need. You used to be their safe place, the late night call, the person who understood them. And now they begin to grow. And growth, it doesn't always take everyone with it. Some people heal past you, not because you were bad, but because you were just a part of their survival. And this is the hardest part. This is the part that nobody talks about. You're proud of them because they're growing, but you're also hurting because healing sometimes means they don't need you anymore. And that creates this strange kind of grief. You didn't lose them to death. You lost them to growth. They didn't abandon you. They just outgrew the version of themselves that needed you. And now you're left holding these memories. They don't live anywhere anymore. The real healing is this. There's a deeper truth in all of this. Just because you became the villain in someone else's story doesn't mean you were the villain in reality. Sometimes you were just the bridge that they needed to cross. And bridges, nobody takes the bridge with them. The bridges stay behind. You weren't the mistake. You were just the season that they were in. And seasons don't last forever, but they still matter. Sometimes healing doesn't just change them. It changes where you stand in their story. And that might be one of the quietest heartbreaks that you're ever going to experience. If this hits you, send this to someone who's learning how to let go without becoming bitter. Because this is the Pain Project, where we say the things people feel, but don't know how to explain. If this found you, share it with someone and come back. Subscribe because healing isn't loud, but it changes everything.